Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roadshow. Today is November 7th, the day before the big election. In the U.S., we have the and everyone's focus is a lot of people are talking about who they're going to vote for, why their candidate is better than their brother-in-law's candidate. So we're going to focus a little bit on the election, but mainly we're going to talk about two of the biggest trials in American history. And curious fact that not too many people, given the connection of these trials to election issues, no one's talking about it. That should raise a few eyebrows. Anyway, most of you might have heard the name Eugene Yu, who's on trial for embezzlement in Los Angeles Superior Court. And we are gathering together a group of people, of mostly Ospreys, who are ready to go down to see the trial in person. Right now, I have 7 people traveling cross country to go to the trial of Mr. Eugene Yu on November 17th. And so they're organizing a mini charrette roughly from the November 16th through the 18th. Please get in touch with me at john@researchroadshow.com, or my other email is researchroadshow5. That's research.roadshow5@gmail.com. If there's any way that you can attend the charrette, the trial, at least the trial for Mr. Yu on the 17th. We need to make our presence felt. This is, as Harry the Greek has said many times, the biggest trial in at least 30 years. Okay, let's go to our story of the day. Versus Konnech in and agree was able to obtain those documents the city majority, the third day of hearings on the vote case, no more. That is shocking because Greg Phillips are being held. They have exposed the truth. They are being held on a process charge. They're being held in court because they didn't reveal the third name of the. Anyway, let's bring up the court transcript that Harry was so hard to obtain. I think it cost him over $100 just for the one. Okay, so here we have a part, the first page of 3 of what's being ordered by the court. And it's disturbing to say the least. It is ordered that defendants Craig Phillips and Catherine Engelbrecht reimburse the United States Marshal Service for in-custody civil contempt charges at a rate of $85.61 a day to be housed at Joe Corley Detention Center every day that they're housed, and further totals of any such sums be paid in advance of any release. It is ordered denying defendant's motion to seal the plaintiff's exhibit that was offered and admitted in relation to the contempt hearing on October 27th. Judge Kenneth Hoyt. If anybody who wants a copy of these, write to me, send me a short email to that effect. I will copy you. I'll send you the information that I have on these transcripts. I encourage everyone in America to read these transcripts, because what is happening here? We are very, very shortly at 9 o'clock, we're going to hold a Zoom meeting in which members of the Osprey community are going to read in turn the 4th, 5th, 6th Amendment of the Constitution. One of the things that makes us unique, that makes America unique, is about the concept of innocent till proven guilty. That's a big one for us. Now, people all over the world kind of get it, but in America, that is something that, 200 years ago, that was unique to America. It is part of the fabric is part of American DNA. I use that expression a lot from now on. American DNA. Now we're seeing, and Judge Hoyt's courtroom is an example, at least as far as I can see, from 1,000 miles away. It looks like Judge Hoyt's courtroom is becoming a place where you're guilty until proven innocent. That is a dramatic shift, and that is a show of extreme power. That, we often talk about the dark hand, especially the European component. They are already powerful enough back in 1955. Okay, and 2 Italian has increased exponentially over the past 70 years, and able to obtain, at least for taxes, the shift from innocent to proven guilty over to guilty to innocent. Defendants submit Harry has shown that two records have disappeared. Records have already disappeared. He requested them, and the clerk of court said that she was going to. And they arrived. Harry called up and said, "Well, they don't exist." How in America that you see something written right there, you ask the court for a copy, and now it doesn't exist. It's hostile in America. So, to the best of my knowledge, the transcript is a couple days old. To the best of my knowledge, both Catholic in detention, and the third man in the hotel room. I was talking about the third man in the Dallas hotel room and how it could be Mike Hassan's father, Seamus, but we're not sure of that yet. Okay. This is what I encourage everyone in America, every adult in America to start doing. Get involved with the big trials in your county. And there's at least one in every county. Get involved. Go find your court reporter. Go find your local journalist, for example, Akron Beacon Journal, who follows these smaller trials, not the really big ones, but in every county there is at least one trial that's not nationwide. It's not a big scoop, but it is key to understanding how the American system is evolving. The judicial system is evolving. Make the phone calls. Get the order the transcripts. They cost $20 or $40 or $100 each. If you don't spend a few pennies now to get the transcripts and with like-minded individuals, you will lose much more than $100. You will lose everything you have. Take it from someone who's lived in Europe for 30 years. Our net worth, the combined net worth of about 90% of the population has gone down by 1.9 trillion. Pretty soon, the average net worth of the bottom 90% of the time is going to be zero. Zero net worth. Are you sure that the same people who are doing it in Europe are not doing it in Texas? Are you sure? Spend the money, get a transfer, or if you must, reimburse Harry, send Harry $20 or $40, pitch in that way. But we've got to get, this is where the rubber hits the road. Get court documents, share good actionable information about how we're moving from innocent to proven guilty or to guilty until proven innocent. We've got to find out how this is happening. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but if each of us doesn't spend a little bit of money now, I know times are tough, and I know that your kids are always asking for $50 for that or $60 for that, but you've got to find a way to set aside time, at least 5 more hours a week for this kind of work, and $100 or $2 here and there to help Harry out because he can't do it all by himself. All right, let's go up here. Use others miss. All right, I'm gonna preempt this, lead into this next story by talking about a man from Columbia University. The people in Columbia, the country, are not a big fan of the man from Columbia University. That's an easy way to remember it. The people in Columbia are not big fans of the man from Columbia University. All right. Here's the man from Columbia University. This photograph was back in X, Professor of Economics and of International Studies. Here's a little tidbit I bet you about Mr. Sachs. In Is there anyone watching? All right, I'll try to wrap this up very quickly. Hi, ECAT. ECAT, did you hear anything that I said about Mr. Sachs? ECAT, I just spent 8 minutes talking about Jeffrey Sachs. Did you hear any of that? Okay, let me start over. Then I'm going to re-record the whole thing later tonight when my internet bandwidth is acceptable. Okay. Why did I pull up, the day before the election, why did I pull up this picture of Mr. Jeffrey Sachs? Because after the fall of the Berlin Wall, everyone predicted that Russia would be economically prosperous once they adapted to the Western system. But thanks to Mr. Sachs and his team from Colombia and their doctrine, just the opposite happened. Russia lost 37 million in population, and the average net worth of the citizen did not go up. It went down. This was selling Russia by the pound. Mr. Sachs and his team were covertly laying for people like Bill Browder to come in and take all of the resources, especially the energy and the minerals of Russia. Luckily, Mr. Sachs and his team did not give Bill Browder and his team all of the petroleum and natural gas. They left most of that for the Russian people and a few oligarchs. Why is that important to tomorrow's election? Because we are very rapidly shifting here in America into a system that's in flux, high uncertainty on every level, similar to Russia just after the fall of the Berlin Wall. Here in Atlanta, we have big players from Europe. Well, not only Europe, also from Russia, from China, from Indonesia, coming in and setting up shop under the guise of, for example, humanitarianism, or in this case, specifically tomorrow, as election observers with the Carter Center. It is a bad idea to have people like Mr. Sachs and his team from Colombia and their sisters and brothers up at Harvard to organize these nonprofits and NGOs and PPs to quote unquote help of the American people. We are not a third world country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, CCP. We are capable of handling our own election. and it shows the extreme power of the oligarchs in Europe that I've been talking about. Oligarchs, Jimmy Carter, to his credit, they run a lot of things. Go read them. It's in Jimmy Carter's own handwriting. We do have oligarchs, and many of them do have European passports, and they do come from small towns near the Bank of International Settlements. Why am I going on about this? Because tomorrow, out in force, taking a day off work to go vote, and they will feel a sense of civic duty, that they've done their civic duty. But your civic duty starts when those candidates get into office, when they take or retake their oath of office, and a couple hours later they sit down and open their desk drawer. That's when your civic duty begins. You've got to get in their face and make them show you their work. Make them show you their work. Full transparency. You've got to get 5 of your neighbors and friends, hopefully, a good size, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 220 pounds. Go face. That's where your civic duty begins, not by pulling a lever. Well, wish we had levers. Not by going to a voting machine and punching some keys on the keyboard. Anyway, I've got to get ready for the 9 o'clock Zoom meeting. Please join us if you can. The link is on the same email that I sent out for the broadcast. One more graphic before I go. Okay. I should have put this one up first because this is very important. The Pentagon, and those of you in the Northeast Ohio coffee, directly to you. The Pentagon is coming after you. Look at this. I warned you 2 years ago. The Pentagon is coming after your coffee club. Came out early this morning. The Pentagon's own words. We're coming after you. Use force to fight domestic terrorism. Now, who would that be? Who are the domestic terrorists nowadays? Let me pull that up. I hope you can see that. The United States Pentagon, which, by the way, you got to ask who was the architect that came out in the shape of a pentagram. The Pentagon is ready to use force to fight domestic terrorism. Earlier today, I sent out an audio clip of a white shoe lawyer, a lawyer in San Francisco was hired to defend a quote-unquote domestic terrorist. And his defense, the lawyer says that his defense of his client is going to be the so-called he's saying that his client was basically a good citizen who, because he spent too much on you listening to podcasters, neighborhood news, radicalized and Go look tomorrow. We got the election. Worry about Wednesday. Go and find out about Meta and Nathan Wolf and his partner Hunter and all the vote initiative. Go look those up. I'll see you on Thursday night with another edition of News Others. I don't know who turns off my mic in the middle of the broadcast. Anyway, be well, do good work, keep the faith.